We want to welcome everybody to our weekly updates. So here we have Quinna and Ed, who are both familiar faces to you all. Um, you've seen Quinna kind of everywhere throughout the week, and we see her on the updates pretty consistently every week. Um, Ed, you all know because he works the parking lot and he does work every distribution. So he parks your car, takes your placard, and gives you instructions. So we're here today to talk a little bit about parking lot etiquette. Um, and we just think it's important to remind our families that have been with us for a while and to remind the new ones or tell the new ones kind of what is expected. So we all know that we park up at Lowe's, um, and that is because our parking lot cannot take the traffic that we get for each distribution. So, along with that, is there are volunteers up at that parking lot, and you guys line up very early, a lot of times to get food. Sometimes our volunteers can't get there till an hour, 45 minutes before distribution. So in that time frame, we need people to be respectful and kind and use common sense when up at the lot. So, Quinna, can you talk a little bit about what is expected while they're up at Lowe's before a volunteer gets there and after?
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank Lowe's for their partnership with Family Matters. We really appreciate them allowing us to use their parking lot. And there's designated areas that we have to park in because we do not want to take away from their customers' parking.
So, can you tell us when they're up there, how far down can they actually go?
Okay, you can go down to the last double line before, double parking line, the yellow lines, before you get to the Chinese restaurant. We'd like for you to stay there and go up 10 to 11 spaces for the yellow lines only. Once you get there, just pull into the next available space in that line and stay there. Don't be driving up if someone pulls away and leaves because we go in order and we need to have that sequence so that everyone is treated fairly. The other thing that we ask is that you're patient with our volunteers. Like Rachel says, distribution does not start until 1 o'clock
Or three?
or 3 on Tuesday. So our volunteers usually, normally, do not have to be there until a half an hour before distribution. We try to be there at least an hour before. And with that being said, we have a lot to do within that hour. So if you're arguing, uh, just swearing at our volunteers or flipping cigarettes out at them, that's not going to be tolerated anymore. And you will be asked to leave. After all, you are receiving free food, and our volunteers are giving their time to give that to you. So I just like for you to all to be much nicer. The majority of you are very nice and very pleasant, but there's 10 or 20 that makes it bad for everyone.
And just to touch a little bit on what the volunteers are actually doing, I think it's important to remind them that while you guys are sitting in your warm cars or your cool cars, our volunteers are outside for 2 hours at a time in the heat, in the rain, in the snow, in the ice.
Yeah.
We're outside in all of the elements. So when you come 5 minutes after and we're still sending people down who have already registered, and you say, oh, but you're already here, it is disrespectful to the volunteers that have already been outside in those conditions for 2 hours, um, on their feet, lifting heavy boxes and loading food. So we ask that you come before the end of the distribution to Lowe's, and we ask that you are respectful while you are up there. Um, so after we leave Lowe's, we come down to our parking lot. And Ed here is the one that you see first. So, Ed, how many distributions do you do per week?
Three.
And how many distributions per week are you picking up cigarette butts at the end of your shift from the parking lot?
Mostly every one of them.
Okay, so Quinna has a list of rules that we put into play down here. And she and Ed are going to talk a little bit about those rules and why they need to be followed. Go
Okay,
ahead.
first of all, do not get out of your car unless it's to open your trunk. Um, it it's chaotic. It's dangerous while Ed is parking the cars. He doesn't want our volunteer to be hit or for someone to run into your car or you. So we do ask that you stay in your car.
Please have the trunks clean before you get here. We're not allowed to put food in your back seat in case we spill something or cut the fabric. We don't want to have to pay for it, so we're not going to do it. You can fill it yourself if you like. We have no problem with that. When you come to the top of the lot, me or somebody will greet you. We'll get your placard, and we'll tell you where to park. Usually, I want you to go as far as you can to the left, and I'm up right behind the guy in front of you. That's just so I can get more down here, so we keep it running smooth.
Now, what about their number twos? What do they do with those?
Just put them on your dash. Just leave them there. When you get in line, you'll give it to the first person that's collecting them, and they'll tell the line you're a two. If you lose it or put it in my bucket, like I've told you, you're bait.
Yeah.
So, Quinna, what else is on your list of rules here?
Okay. Again, no smoking or vaping,
Dogs.
no dogs, no pets, period.
And that is a safety thing for our volunteers, also.
Yes. And we will ask you to either remove the pet or stand up at the end of the parking lot. Once you pull into our parking lot, the pets are not permitted. And then again, like Rachel said, it is a safety issue for our volunteers.
And also the people in this neighborhood that have pets that.
Yes. Yeah. Again, we will not tolerate anyone being rude or nasty to our volunteers. You will not be served. Will again be asked to leave. So just use common sense.
And can we just touch on cell phones, because I know cell phones are an issue. We
Yes.
we do know that you need to take care of business, and sometimes you need to take a phone call. But when the car is in motion, we ask that you hang up that call or put your phone down and continue the call when you're done. And Ed, can you tell us why that is an issue?
I don't want you to hit me or the car in front of you or somebody else working. It only takes 5 minutes. Once your car starts moving, you're out of here in 5 minutes. So just tell them you'll call them back or put it on pause. And when we're yelling to you, somebody else might think we're yelling to them. So just leave the window cracked so you can hear us. So we appreciate that.
Okay. Anything else on your list?
Not regarding rules or anything, but we would like to thank Shell and Potter Township in giving us these picnic tables for the use of our volunteers to have a break at. And we truly appreciate their partnership also.
And I think we also would like to thank our kind families that come.
Yes.
We have quite a few who have stepped in when need be, when situations have arrived, and we really appreciate you all. And I think there's a special message at the end of this for James.
Yes, James. We are going to convince you and train you how to be a true Steeler fan. Forget those Chiefs. They're out of here.
James, we really appreciate you yesterday. So
Yes, we
thank
do.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.